Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the ORL Online Racing League Season 13, Round 10. Today, we are at a very classic track. We are in Monaco, in the streets of Monte-Carlo, and yeah, we are here for race day. Luckily, our admins scratched a few drivers together for the F2 split tonight, and we'll have today 10 drivers competing for the GP of Monaco. And yeah, well, we'll have to see who who will win this race and how it'll look today. And yeah, that's it so far. I think we can sure hop into the qualifying in a few seconds. The session should have already started, and then we're heading in here. So, oh, we're already in. I forgot that. Yes, of course, I directly went into the pit lane, and we have already a few drivers out there on track, doing the first few laps around this very famous and very often edited track. In this current configuration since 2015, we have a track length of 3.337 kilometers or 2.074 miles with 19 turns, and the race lap record, the real life race lap record, is currently held by Max Verstappen in his 2018 Red Bull. Yes, still one of the older times. And for example, the last change was that the Tabac turn was slightly moved, and yeah, we had much change in the pool section. And well, now we're here at the current Monaco circuit configuration, one of the only tracks with the real tunnel. And yeah, let's switch on the map and the rest of the useful information to see what the drivers are actually doing out there on track. And yeah, let's see. So normally we know Monaco as a track where a lot of action is happening, especially in the first lap, where all the drivers are trying to reach the first turn all at the same time, but there isn't enough space because I would say Monaco is the tightest track on circuit. I mean, we have other street circuits, but for example, Baku is like way more open to overtakes, especially with the long straight. You can have a very nice DRS battle. So therefore, this one should be the tightest track on the current calendar. And yeah, therefore it's very hard to overtake. We have only the short DRS straight on the only real main straight, on the start and finish straight. And this DRS zone is actually pretty short. So yeah, let's see what the drivers can make out of that. But yeah, it'll only be one race, and yeah, I think there were some drivers who that was definitely cutting, who decided not to race because they didn't want it to race on Monaco, especially here with the hairpin, with the Grand Hotel hairpin. We have a very strange corner because you have to go down into first gear there, and well, you just turn in all the way and hope that you don't hit your front wing into the barrier on the outside, and mostly you take a lot of curb on the inside. We saw some action there with Kimi Räikkönen, I think last year, who even did manage to overtake somebody in this chicane, but that's actually quite impossible. But well, you know, Kimi's a man who just does the impossible. Not a lot of talking, but just doing. That's Kimi. And we're here already seeing the first times, going into the 1.9s with softs, and currently holding pole position is João Pedro. And yeah, we have some new drivers. Weez Racing, for example, I think is a new driver. Fire, I think too. At least I didn't. The name isn't really in my mind from last time. And Tele is new too. But returned into the Ferraris are Busek and Valenta. I think I have the name somehow in mind from the standings table. Of course, there's Felipe Nunes and Aaron Ruiz racing here in ORL F2 split currently. It's a shame that we don't really have, well, that we don't really. Oh, there's the front wing completely missing. Oh, that was a hard hit. Looked like his tire would fly away, but that we can't really have like normal drivers in for Ferrari and drivers for Red Bull. We actually have these, so there are regular drivers, and that's what we're always searching for. We have regular drivers for each team, but well, they're not out there very often, and yeah, that's kind of a problem that not everyone is really taking it that seriously. Because of course it's only the F2 split, and the F1 split, that's a whole different thing. You know, Jarno Alkmaar currently leading the way there, and Barry, who unfortunately left the F1 split because he is more dedicated to esports now, to the official F1 esports. But well, then we're a kind of a big league, and we found a replacement. So yeah, in the F1 split there's always action, and those guys are fast as hell. So yeah, let's see. So, but enough talking of F1, we're in F2. Aaron Ruiz is currently leading the standings with a 19.292. The last race in Spain went to Gedoned, I think, as... No, there was something different, not to Gedoned. Gedoned was only 4th. João Pedro actually won the race, right, exactly. I had something in mind there, but just because he had a very... well, I don't want to say lucky, because penalties are actually something you can look out for, so he had a very tactical way of approaching it. Oh, and Daniel Valle just set a new faster time than Aaron Ruiz, and it's a 19065. So yeah, we'll see a lot of fast guys out there. I'm sure we will break the 108 barrier in just in a few seconds or in a few minutes, as soon as the drivers post the next lap. For example, João Pedro is out there on the lap. Fires is, I think, no, he invalidated his, but João Pedro is on a hot lap around the circuit in the streets of Monte-Carlo. Through the pool section, the piscine, just pool in French, I think. And then through Roskas onto the main straight, and there he sets a time and is the first one to enter the 1:08 with a quite big step into those, going with a 6:33, so not a 0.9, 0.8 something, no, instantly in the sixes. Well, then let's see what the other ones can pull out. We have Weiss currently out there, Taylor currently out there, going for fast laps. And yeah, we're here Taylor, but he invalidated his lap, so I will just skip away from him because we won't see the fastest time as long as the map is red. And again, going through La Roscas and in the pits. Yeah, well, he drove already one quick lap on his tires, so maybe the pit is the right decision. And I think Joao Pedro is returning to the pits at the moment. He should be the orange McLaren going into the pits at the moment. And here we have Daniel Valle currently on the 9th lap, but maybe more interesting is Black Panther, kind of the manager of the F2 split. He's racing today with the other drivers because there are unfortunately not that much drivers who want to race here in Monaco or who don't have time for Monaco at the moment. Trying to let each other by. It's pretty complicated here in Monaco because there's actually literally no space, so you have to stop on track somewhere at the side to let the others overtake. But now you will for sure look for ooh, and with a crash there, or kind of a Alfa Romeo of Felipe Nunes, I think, or Nunes is crashed there. Oh, that was a hard cut again, but it's still his out lap. He's going for the pits again, so we're switching back to Daniel Valle, who's now on his hot lap, but has, as we've just seen in first sector, 23 thousandths of a second lost to his previous sector 1 time. But well, that's a time you can catch up if you do the other sectors just a little bit quicker. I mean, 23 thousandths are sometimes the deciding bit, but it's something that you can definitely do better next time. And he instantly goes into the pits again. Wasn't really confident with his lap. Well, then we'll just watch fire. We watch fire. That'll be weird in the race, someone. But we watch the driver fire going around those men through pool and into Roscas. Turning around. Oh! Literally turning around. I think I jinxed it. Oh, that was unfortunate. As I said, turning around, he just spun. I kind of feel guilty for that. And here we have Valenta currently on his first hot lap, going through the new chicane, the Nouvelle chicane. It's just French, so it's just the new chicane. Headed off the tunnel, and he too is now going through the Uri Raskas and through turn 18 and 19 onto the main straight and setting his first fast time. Well, yes, but actually not really. He's 2 seconds behind the rest of the field. That's maybe a time I can get. I don't know. I've not been racing Monaco in the last few days, so I've no idea what time I would race. But we have a new pole time. A new provisional. The provisional pole sitter is still Joao Pedro, but he improved again 3/10 on his time. Oh, and I think I heard a ditch of the front wing, but it looks still complete. Doesn't look like there's something missing. But again, Joao Pedro is now in the 1.8, has now a 1:08.371, and is currently leading the field by 0.7 tenths of seconds. So quite a big gap to him, because the other ones are pretty close in the 1:09. Every time just 1/10 difference in time, but yeah, well, we'll have to see. But this lap won't get that good either. But maybe we'll just watch Musa going through the new chicane around Tabak, which was moved, which was the latest change through Pool and into Raskas, and then again onto the start and finish straight as fast as possible to the line, and with a 1:10.09. I think right in the upper right that was showed a 0.97, but in the standings is a 0.96. So a little mistake from the game, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, Codemasters has a buggy in that game. Today I have to remember to not alt tab out of the game, because else it will shut down, it will crash, and I have to restart it. So I don't want that to happen, to deliver you the best performance on stream. Well, we have now currently the 3 chasing the provisional pole sitter, Daniel Valle, Arden Rose, and Fire out there setting new laps, and Fire is going on to the main straight, chasing the start and finish line, and it's going third within 1:09.221. Well, wasn't that much quicker. Well, quicker as before, but still. Not that much quicker. Oh, he's on a slower time. So what's about Weeze Racing? What's with it? No, he is not. Weeze Racing would be the next one. Oh, Daniel Valle retired from the session. He went into the berries somewhere. No, he retired into the pits, I think, as did Felipe Nunes and Aaron Ruiz. As the qualifying ended now, or we just have Fire and Weeze Racing out there. Fire retired too, and Weeze Racing is the last one to try another lap. Maybe he can improve himself through Tabak into the pool section, and out of the pool section and into La Rascas. No, I don't think he will improve with that, with a quick emergency brake just before Rascas. There seem to be some issues in F1 split, at least what I can read from Discord. But we should be finished by now, and I think as long as the lobby isn't skipping, the qualifying isn't skipping in the next few seconds, we have to wait. Oh no, it's finally working. It's finally working. So we have Joao Pedro on pole, next to Daniel Valle, McLaren next to Racing Point. Down in third with Fire, and then AlphaTauri. Then there's R10 and the Renault next to no. Who is racing is behind, not directly behind, but in the other row behind him. In the third row is Ruiz racing in the Renault. Then we have Philippe Nunes next to Ruiz in the Alfa Romeo. In the fourth row we have Busek and Tele. And in the fifth row, finally, we have Black Panther in the Red Bull and Valenta in the Ferrari. And while we are waiting that the drivers confirm their setups, you'll just see a quick trailer from our sponsor and partner HYPERX to provide high-end gaming gear to all of you out there. And there we are, finally back. A big shout out again to HYPERX. Check out their Twitter and leave a like and maybe a retweet. And yeah, well, take a look on the website and maybe you'll find something you need for your gaming gear. But we're right back into the formation lap of the F2 split. And maybe we can just take a little peek into the championship standings. We don't have a lot of drivers out there who are really racing for points, but still, we just take a little peek. We have here in first Gedoned and then Zones, then Andy and Leonard. In fifth we have Bastek, who is not racing today. That was Valenta and Busek who were racing. I don't know, I remember them from an older series, I think. And yeah, well, then with Anka, Zvetkov and Müller, then Danny and Krusix, Chris, Jack, Jonathan, Stiff, Terabakun, Rosty, Rimaraj, Ben Hitz and Polyakov. That's the Drivers' Championship, but we don't have really, I don't think we have any driver of those currently with us. But well, if we're at the drivers' standings, just take a look at the team standings too. We have Mercedes in the lead with 105 points, McLaren with 81 points in second, then Red Bull, Williams, Racing Point, sixth is Ferrari, AlphaTauri, then Alfa Romeo, Renault and Haas at the back with currently 0 points. But we are looking for the race start, and I don't have a fitting camera perspective. Now I have. I just quickly enable these things, and there we are on our way with someone at the back, I think. Not really a bad idea, actually, but it looks like there hasn't been an incident yet. It looks like to me it's still clean racing, but the telemetry is again messed up, so I don't have any clue. I think the Racing Point is in second, it's Daniel Valle. And we have Fire in third. Yeah, now it's sorted again. And through the hairpin, through the Grand Hotel hairpin, we have nearly a Renault trying to take a look down at the AlphaTauri in front. Then round Poitiers into the tunnel at Monte-Carlo. Racing into the new chicane. A lot of, you have to not really cut, but you have to use, you have to abuse the track as far as it's allowed, so you get the quickest time and to beat your rivals. Oh, a little bit touching the barriers there from Louise, I think, was it? And if the telemetry is correct, we have Weeze winning a place, Basic winning a place at the moment, Black Panther winning a place, probably in the race start mess. Not really mess, it was pretty ordered for Monaco, so yeah, Valenta is there far at the back, taking it slow. And we're again in the ground hairpin, where the Renaults come pretty close, and their back was a Ferrari looking. But yeah, let's see when the drivers can pull the next move. Of course, Monaco is a track where you have to wait a little for the move, and you can really just overtake if you much faster than your opponent in front. However, if your opponent does a mistake, so the first thing, well, the faster drivers of course will somewhen get past the slow ones, but the second thing, the mistakes, will be the most important thing at this track. It's, well, mistakes are always bad, but at this track, doing a mistake will most likely mean for you to end the race. Because the barriers are so close, and at the most corners you don't really have a space for failing brake. There, for example, is one, but that's only one. For example, if you brake too late into the hairpin, well, you will just go into the tires, and well, then it's the end of your race. At least in real life. Maybe in the game you can go on with a broken front wing. But there are enough other places, enough barriers where you can hit your wheels off on this track. We still have, virtual safety car. Who went into a barrier? Oh, there we have it. On the track, you see the little Mercedes point in the upper right, which used the emergency exit, the braking. The emergency braking zone, but I think he still hit the barrier. We just talked about this zone, and now he hits the barrier, and we have the first few pit stops coming in, and there is Stella leaving the session. And now we have Weeze in 8th. Went onto the mediums, lost now 3 places. The RS is back enabled, but maybe it's possible to drive on until the end with those mediums. I actually have to say I'm surprised that the game didn't show us the driver the pit stop recommendations or pit stop predictions for this race yet. And there's Valenta retiring, also in a very not unfortunate but very dangerous corner. It's Casino, I think. Yeah, should be. And currently lying there, no safety car. Should actually trigger safety car to be lying around there somewhere. At least the McLaren Joao Pedro is now maybe getting to see him. No, he just despawned. He was somewhere here. I think we saw the brake working there. Their little lock-off from Joao, but that's, I think, completely okay. And because the streets of Monaco are just really tight. But well, that's how it is. That's Monte-Carlo, and it always has been that tight. But that makes it also pretty dangerous. I mean, we can currently say that the drivers are pretty safe in their cars. They're like literally nearly no fatal accidents today. I mean, we had, unfortunately, when last year with Antoine Hubert in F2, but well, we all know that it's racing and that the drivers are going out there for for winning, and they're taking risks, and of course nobody wants them to die or wants anyone to die. And yeah, I think the FIA and everyone else is, as we've seen for example this weekend in F2, committed to making racing as safe as possible. We've seen a completely destroyed car this weekend in F2, but yeah, well, the hail was intact. The driver just jumped out as if it was nearly nothing. I mean, he was for sure shocked, but still. He had for sure maybe some slight injuries, but nothing really bad. So yeah, luckily we have those inventions today. The drivers from 50 years ago were in a lot more danger than they are today. But here back to racing with Felipe Nunes being chased by Black Panther. No, yes, no, wait, that's Black Panther chasing. Wait, no, that's Felipe Nunes chasing Busek, and Black Panther is also chasing both of them. Oh, and there it is, the overtake maneuver from Felipe Nunes. And, well, that looked pretty easy, going down the inside, past Busek, and there's Black Panther going down Massenet, into Casino, past Busek too. Was a quick move from both of them, but as I said, either you have to be much quicker than the other driver, or you have to use the mistake of the other drivers. Even though that can be really dangerous, because if the other driver is hitting the wall or something else, there isn't much space left on track to avoid the other driver. But still, we have those three cars still pretty close together. It's one of the closest group overall, and Joao Pedro just begun his 8th lap. Into this race, and Fire is going into the pits. We can take a look at, no, not that one, that one. That's his first pit stop onto the hard tires, as Daniel Valle is, and Wies is the only one on mediums currently. So yeah, should be going to be interesting what will happen to strategies. I think we had just 2 stops during the virtual safety cut. No, 2 or 3. I think 3. With Taylor, Daniel, and Wies, I think, went in during the safety car. And the rest of the guys stayed out there. But yeah, we're now looking for any possible overtake maneuver that we can watch onto the... Oh, and there we have it. There we have Daniel Valle going past Busek in Raskas. In turn number 17, Raskas. He went past, and Black Panther gets a 3-second time penalty. I think we had them a lot since the beginning of the race. I mean, well, the chicanes here in Monaco are pretty easy to cut, and everywhere else you can cut it all. Like, everything else is wall. Just the chicanes are marked by the track limits and very, very, very easy to cut. You don't even really jump or something, and there are no higher curbs. So yeah, it happens sometimes that you just take a chicane too tight, and then you get a penalty for it. You know, for example, here we see that should be fine, but there are a lot. There are 2 other chicanes, those 2, where you can cut, and there's another pit stop. Going in is Felipe Nunes, and changing onto the, come on, don't let me hang, onto the hard tire. And there we have, oh, there we have a battle. I nearly missed that. Coming with DRS is the Renault of Wies Racing, and now overtaking Daniel Valle, but falling back again. Oh, no, that was just, oh, yes, that was a front wing end plate from Daniel Valle, and now currently Wies is inside of Daniel. That looks confusing. Now he popped up, I think, in front of Daniel. That is pretty confusing, because I think ghosting is still on, and I don't know why the game thought it would be necessary to ghost, but I think the Wies had a little bit of a lockup, and turned somehow, and the game thought he would spin around and block everything, so therefore he maybe got the ghosting. And now the front row is opening. Now we have the pit window predictions. Maybe I just didn't try to see them because I looked into my into the championship standings. But now we, oh, Daniel Valle retired. Where did that happen? In the pit lane, right? Then he retired on purpose. Well, kind of unexpected. Left the session, of course. We have already 3 people kind of lost on the circuit. 2 people were gone because of the track, but that's kind of normal in Monaco, because yeah, you know, the track isn't that easy, and just one little mistake can, as I said, be the end of your race, and yeah, therefore we have only 7 drivers left. Yeah. Prior to the race, I said to Black Panther that Monte-Carlo has a loss rate of about 50%, so I actually do not want that to happen. Now the medium pit stop window is open. Lap 12 to 12, beautifully done game. Monte-Carlo has a 50% loss rate. Of course I don't want that to happen, but well, it mostly is that way, that 50% of the drivers somehow crash or disqualify or something on this track, and that's unfortunate. And of course it's yeah, it's really discouraging if you just went to practice for like 50, 60, 70, hundreds of laps or more, doing qualifying hot laps, and then you just crash out after 5, 6, 7 laps into the race because you just made one little mistake or try to overtake, and you had not enough space, and then you're pushed into the wall and your race is over. That's how racing is. As Joao Pedro is setting a new time, new fastest time, a 1:11.112. And yeah, really the drivers are pretty far away from each other. Everywhere 2 to 8 second distance between the drivers. Actually, it's mostly 8 seconds, 5 seconds, and 2 seconds. Well, now it's more like 3. And yeah, we're just waiting for some action to happen, and in the meantime I maybe find something to talk about, but currently I have not really stuff in mind. I can't even tell you a lot about the current ORL F1 because I didn't watch today's Russian Grand Prix. Just heard about a a little misery with the penalties for Hamilton, but I'm not really sure. I just heard something about it. I'm not the best intel about that. But ooh, and Nunes retired from the session on the in the middle of the track there. That is really dangerous, and with a safety car out there. So safety car period. Maybe a time to pit for Busick, but I don't think he will go in. Will he? Yes, he will. It's a safety car, so you go for the pits. He's last. So what shall I do? New mediums? Yes, new mediums. Let's go. Beautiful. But what I actually wanted to explain, now that we have a safety car, we have enough time, is I didn't watch the Russian GP because I was watching this year's 24 hours of Nürburgring, and well, I watched last year's in a live stream, and not in the live stream unfortunately, but afterwards on YouTube. The full 24 hours were uploaded there, so I watched that. But then I, of course, tuned in to this year's. I mean, it first got cancelled and postponed, and well, because of Corona, they didn't knew when they were able to open up again and let some visitors in, and of course they had to find sponsors because the race won't be able to be done without a lot more money from sponsors, because there can't be that much visitors as the last times. I think usually there are about 230,000 visitors there, and now they were limited to like a few thousand. I think 10 to 20,000 at maximum. I think 20,000 were the maximum given by the restrictions from the government. So yes, there was at least a little bit of feeling with fans at track, but of course everything under Corona rules. And yeah, well, then we had the 24-hour race. Started already with the wet qualifying, changing conditions every minute, and well, in the end the race went off, and about, I think, 10:30 the session was red flagged because of heavy rain, and well, that's why it wasn't really a I-24-hour race this time, because it was postponed from 10:30 p.m. to 7 a.m. or 9. No, it was 8 a.m. when the restart happened, and then the drivers raced on from 8 a.m. with mostly no rain. I think this track was still a little bit wet and a little bit of light rain, but that was all. And in the end, we had BMW winning after, I think it was 10 years. Finally, again, at BMW winning the 24 hours of Nürburgring. Yeah, it was quite a spectacle, of course, with a lot of incidents as always. I mean, the Nordschleife, the green hell is unforgiving, and kind of like Monte-Carlo. You have a little bit of grass on the sides, but well, there's not really much more room than here. And yeah, we have a lot of drivers, of course, retiring, but in the end everything went well as always. Track was often has to be cleared, and just hundreds of people were there just for management and safety reasons, waving flags as track posts and so on as marshals. But yeah, we are now watching currently, I think, like the third round or something, together with the safety car, and it's somehow getting a little bit boring. Because the drivers are just following the safety car. We will have a little bit of an interesting phase after the safety car restart, which should happen now because everyone is there in line behind the safety car and there's no real reason anymore to do another lap. And so therefore hopefully the lights will go in soon and the drivers will prepare for the restart and we will go racing again. Yes, there it is. There we have it. Finally, we have more race action than none at all. And therefore preparing is Joao Pedro and Adan Ruiz chasing each other, and there we have the restart. Joao Pedro did get a really good start. Has already a second gap to Adan Ruiz, so he would be already out of the DRS window if there would be one, but it will be activated in 3 laps at around lap 20. And well, as they're making their way through Casino and Mirabeau, we're heading into the Hotel Hairpin, the Double H, and through Poitiers into tunnel. Then through the new chicane and going around Tabac into the pool section. And of course then into Rascasse. Then we're already 1 lap further around the Monaco circuit, and I'll just take a look a little bit to the back to Fire, Black Panther, because Fire is currently the one closest to his opponent in front. Let's see a little bit about race director. Joao Pedro. Just a warning, Adan Ruiz has penalties, 2 penalties. Weeze has just warnings. Black Panther has penalties too. Fire has a penalty. Busek has also 1 penalty. Philippe is DNF'd, so we don't need to check that, but currently it really looks like Joao Pedro is winning this. It's not really important if Adan Ruiz is overtaking him, because I think Adan Ruiz would have to pull out a 6-second gap to Joao Pedro to be actually in front in the end and to go for the first place, for the GP win. But now with lap 20, and I think we have to wait 1 lap more for the DRS activation, but with lap 20 I just didn't realize it. But again, with lap 20 we're now over half of the GP done. Yeah, finally. So the safety car, it make it a little bit longer, but we had more safety cars 2 weeks ago in, I already forgot where I was 2 weeks ago with you guys. It was in the Netherlands, in Zandvoort, of course. two safety car, if I remember correctly, or was that China? I'm not even sure anymore. There we go again. Last few corners, those two bends around there, chasing onto the main straight. R10 behind the Joao Pedro, and there he has an open wing, I think, already. So DRS was already activated in lap 20, and Fire is retired. And now we're at the 50% loss rate I spoke of. I'm not sure why he retired, but it looks like a DNF. But what happened actually? Race director, Fire, no information. Oh, he actually went into the barrier somewhere, I think. Oh no, I think he just went into the pits, and therefore there is no entry in sector 3 time. But is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Oh, Fire is still on track as a car. I think he left the session. Or is that what was written down on the screen? I'm not actually sure about that. Beautiful helicopter perspective onto Joao Pedro being chased by R10. No, Fire left now, but he retired a few laps earlier. Not a few laps, but like 30 seconds earlier, and the car stopped somewhere about here, but it also already despoiled. Now we're in Mirabeau Haute. Oh, French. My French is pretty rusty. And Mirabeau Bas. That's, I think, just the upper Mirabeau and the lower Mirabeau, if I'm translating that correctly. But now we're going through the tunnel again. That's pretty difficult to see as you come out of the tunnel and the sun is completely blinding you, because you will go into the tunnel and, well, it's darker, but it's still there are lights, so you see enough. But as soon as you leave the tunnel and the sun is again shining, you instantly can't really see a thing. It's like the screen looks completely white to you, and then after a few seconds it gets darker and darker, so you can recognize more and more of the track, and then you really already have to watch out for your braking point for the Nouvelle chicane. And here we go again through Mirabeau Haute and the Grand Hotel chicane, not chicane, hairpin, and Mirabeau Bas, and then into Portier, through the tunnel. Here it is pretty dark, maybe we can sit on board. And then you see this, looks nearly completely white, and then you have to hit this braking spot for the Nouvelle chicane and go around Tabac. Oh, and we have an incident in the Nouvelle chicane. At least I think a little bit of a braking error there from Black Panther. But now we have R10 again chasing Joao and has DRS on the only place on track you can have it, on the start finish straight. And well, we're now chasing we're now still waiting for an overtake to happen. I mean, Weeze is right at the back of R10, but I think he's just trying to hold on to not lose those two drivers up there, because these two are really quick, and of course they're battling at the moment, but in Monaco it isn't that easy to battle, and Weeze is just trying to hold on, because LC maybe, I think, already had an opportunity to also take a look on his teammate, but I think he just wants to let those guys battle. Of course, a win in Monaco would be also pretty cool for him, but at the moment it doesn't look like he's going for that. But I think now going through the, no, I don't know if he was in DRS range, but I think he was. Yes, he did get DRS onto the start and finish straight. Now both of the runners are in the 1 second window, and Aaron Roos is actually pretty close through Massenet and then Casino. Going again through Mirabeau and into the Grand Hotel hairpin, and so really not trying to do what Kimi Räikkönen did now, because that is really dangerous and it needs a experienced driver like Kimi to be actually done. Because, well, there are some people who would call this impossible. Now we're again watching those guys going another lap through Poole, through Raskas now, and then back onto the start and finish straight. And the thing is, Adam Ruiz is pretty close and also has DRS, but it's still not enough to close enough in. He really needs to have a real better exit than Weeze. Not Weeze. Weeze would need a better exit than Eden Ruiz to overtake, but Ruiz would need a better exit out of the last corner, number 19, to really overtake Joao Pedro on the main straight. But, well, as long as he can't, we will just watch them go lap after lap, finishing this race. And yeah, the copter with through the chicanes, it looks kind of bumpy. How the helicopter cam is focusing on the drivers. Doesn't look like real, like a real broadcast, but that's fine. The helicam is always very nice, especially in the game, because it's random. So yeah, but that looks kind of bumpy to me at the moment. And we're going again through the hairpin directly in front of the Grand Hotel, and there you can see people standing at the balconies and watching those guys go around as we see the cruise ship, or a cruise ship. I don't know which cruise ship it is. Oh, and that is pretty light, pretty bright, not light. And there we can see a few yachts and other boats where also drivers are watching, the drivers are driving, of course, fans are watching, and there are the grandstands for the fans, for the audience. And Joao Pedro now won a little bit time back again after being really chased by Adam Ruiz for 5 laps. He has about a second of space between both of them. That was a massive oversteer there on Ruiz's car. And well, now it looks more like an overtake inside of the Renault team. An overtake from Weeze, but I think Weeze would already overtake Adam Ruiz at the end of the race because of penalties, and that's actually the first time penalty for Joao Pedro, I think, if I'm informed right. But last time we checked, there was no penalty for Joao, and I think that was the first time that his name popped up down there. And now the Renaults are into fighting. Wies is really looking for it. Is now nearly as close as Ruiz was to Joao Pedro. And there we have it, going around the, well, was kind of both inside and outside, because the section is a small left and right hander. Ruiz tries to maybe get the position back, but Wies closes the door. And there we have it, a beautiful overtake even before Massenet in Beau Rivage. The turn number 2. And well, that is the order for now, but for sure Adam Ruiz won't be sophisticated with that. And we'll try to get the second place back, even though he would be in second place with penalties, I think. But in the meantime, we can watch what Wies can pull out to draw Pedro, but it doesn't really look like that he can pull out that much of an advantage, because he's on 4 laps younger tires than the other 2, or even actually 3 drivers. Wies pitted together with Busek, and no, actually not. Busek pitted a lap later, just went over the line, and the counter went up 1. And yeah, therefore he's a little bit faster because he has a little bit more grip, but in the end I think it doesn't really matter that much. But we'll see later on in the race. But I mean, the distance between Wies and Joao seems to be staying the same. So I think there won't be a lot of action there at the front anymore, at least. But maybe in second and third we can see some change again, even though Ruiz already lost again, like 4, 5, 6, 7 tenths to Wies, now 1.7 seconds behind. But yeah, let's just see what will happen in the end of the race. Will be also really interesting to see how far the medium tires will last, because at the moment they're looking really like they don't have much more grip left. So I'm not sure how the drivers will go to the end with that, but well, I'm not the one managing it, so the drivers have to see. Therefore, Wies and Busek have an advantage because their tires are just a few laps younger, and well, have a little bit more grip. But even though it's a little bit more, well, we have just 7.5 laps to go, and therefore well, they don't have to drive that much longer, but the tires have to last until the end. With a blown tire it's hard to drive, but we'll see. It would be kind of interesting to see at least how much tires are done, at least. Not an exact count, but hey, the next about the at least, yeah, well, kind of colored colored graphic that shows if it's yellow, if it's orange, how much it is used, about not exact as I said. So just for the commentators and viewers to well, predict a little bit. I mean, of course you can also do that by tire duration, but every driver is managing his or her tire differently, so you can't really 100% tell how long a tire will last, and how much it is done by a certain point in the race. But yeah, we'll see. For now, ending the 33rd lap of the current Monaco GP here at ORL, and we've closed into Joao again, into Joao Pedro, and it now was less than a second away, but has lost a little bit of time now. But of course he's still chasing him, and wants to have a look at least at the podium, at the not necessarily at the podium, he is already on the podium, but he wants to have a look at the first place, at leading a Grand Prix maybe, and therefore he has just one job to do. He has to overtake Joao Pedro, and well, the time is kind of limited because with this lap ending soon, he will only have 5 laps left. And well, that's just about 6 minutes in Monaco, and then we're finished for now. Then we will have a definite race winner, but it's not completely sure yet if it's Joao or if it's Weez, because Weez would be the only one to really have an opportunity to maybe get the win, even though I'm not sure how it looks currently on penalties. And with that said, we maybe can take a look at penalties, because we have Joao Pedro here, and he had 1 penalty. We know that. I said when he got his first, and Weez got no penalty yet. No penalty at all. So that's... oh no. He got 3 seconds for multiple warnings. So every 3 penalties we have to add... so 3... that's also the 1 second... or 1 3-second penalty. He got a warning, a penalty and a warning. What is that about? Weez, Black Panther, Joao Pedro warning. Just searching stuff. Black Panther, Philippe Nunes, and Ruiz. Joao Pedro is getting a warning. Joao Pedro is getting a warning and 3-second time penalty. Well, sometimes I think that the game writes it into the race directors, but sometimes it isn't. But well, that's how it is. I can change that. And we are now going for lap 36. Soon lap 37. And Weez is getting close. He has now broken. Oh, sorry. Don't know why. I just. I'm actually not. Oh, and there was a mistake from Joe. Weez needed. Maybe now he got a better chance. Weez got really wide into Ruskas. No, Joao Pedro got really wide into Ruskas. And it always looks like the asphalt there is wet, but that's just because it looks so black. but Weiss is now really chasing Joao Pedro until the end. He is in the 1 second window, so he has, I think, two more chances to overtake at the start and finish line, or at the oh, Busek was away. Busek did disconnect. I didn't really recognize that. But anyway, Weiss has 2 more opportunities to overtake on the main straight or into the first turn into Saint-Devote, and he will for sure try his best to use that opportunity. But this time, I think Joao got the exit better, and Weiss is still looking to get that right, but at the moment it doesn't look like he really has a chance against Joao. And I'm actually not sure how it is with penalties. I think he has 2, so basically even though he would he could overtake him, I don't think it would really matter, because in the end he would be second anyway. But let's see. I mean, we had this last time, but last time it was just a fantastic mix with first 2 changing like 3 to 4 times in the last few laps, and that was amazing in Spain. And here we are, going around Monaco. Well, I said in Spain it actually isn't the most interesting race, and well, actually it was this time. Here a lot of lockups, and Weiss is close again, but this is a very slow sector, so it doesn't really matter how close he is. He has to close in on times, and he has no DRS, and this is his last chance on overtaking Joao Pedro. At least with DRS, he maybe has a chance later on this last lap. But as I said, we had actually an interesting race in Spain, which I did not expect, but this time in Monaco, well, it is a very tight track. It is not really open for overtaking maneuvers. Not even the DRS straight is really good to overtake. So there's basically no good point for overtakes. But that's just how it is, how the track is, and it's just an original which has always been driven. So that's the reason why it's still in the calendar, because it's a classic. And there isn't that much action anymore. The most action is because of drivers retiring, and as you've seen, we have a 50% loss rate. I guessed it correctly, kind of. Unfortunate, but well, that's how Monaco is all the times. And oh, we have there a last lap, maybe an overtake, and there is there was a last lap, literally last corner incident, where we tried everything to just get that done, and well, there we have it. Joao Pedro winning again, 2nd time in a row now. The next John Opmeer, maybe. Then Weiss in 2nd, with a very unfortunate finish now, with very unfortunate last 2 corners. And Adam Ruiz in 3rd. And there we have Black Panther going over the line. And the 5th one is actually Busek, I think. Was it? Black Panther's drive of the day. Beautifully done game. The last one of the surviving bit. Joao Pedro is winning again, standing on the top of the standings, and next to Weiss and Adam Ruiz. Well, a very exciting. Well, actually, I would have to lie if I ever say it was exciting. But again, a Monaco Grand Prix with a lot of drama. And now it looks like in the background it would rain, but no, it's actually just paparazzi. But alright, what do we have here? Joao Pedro in first, winning the race with that 1 3-second penalty. This time he got a penalty with a 1:11.112, the best time, so 21 points. No, 26 points. Weez in second in the Renault, and followed by his team colleague Adam Ruiz. As I said, also in the Renault, then Black Panther in the Red Bull, and fifth is Busek in Ferrari, who I think disconnected. So yeah, I'm not sure about what happens with him, but I just wanted to read the rest out for you guys. But as you can see, the game just skipped on, but the other 5 were all people who retired, or well, I think all retired. Yes, some in the pits, some somewhere else. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the Monaco Grand Prix, for the F2 Monaco Grand Prix, maybe even for the complete F2 split. We'll have to see what's about that. Of course, I hope that we race again, because actually races, watching the races, it does make a lot of fun. Monaco isn't that exciting track to watch, but well, there are other tracks to come, and well, we had surprises in Spain, so there are for sure some surprises will be in the future now. But that's it for the race 10 of season 13 of the online racing league here at Monte-Carlo in Monaco. And yeah, I hope you'll be back next week, as soon as the F1 split goes to Baku, to Azerbaijan. I hope, of course, we're going to, but as I said, we're not sure about that. Also, check out our sponsors, HYPERX, our partners. Link to the Twitter should be in the description, and also to take a look at their website. Maybe you'll find some gaming gear which is the perfect fit for you. Thank you guys for watching, and see you again. Have a good night, everyone.